So our lead, though, from the combine. Now, normally when you talk about the combine, you're talking about the shuttle drill, the 40-yard dash time, some kind of nice rumor about a trade. Well, this is new. Like, I don't recall. I've been doing this for a couple of minutes. I don't ever recall talking about something like this. Now, this used to happen all the time back in the day, but there was no social media when this kind of stuff happened. So let me set it up this way. So a couple of NFL reporters got into a verbal dust-up at the combine. Say what? Yeah. Ian Rapoport, who works for the state-sponsored NFL media, and Jordan Schultz, who has been hanging out in the Fox box that rocks recently. And so they were fighting, if you will, arguing over a scoop, Scoopy McScoop, over Tom Brady and Matthew Stafford in Montana, but not Joe Montana. Did you follow along? No, you probably didn't follow along. Let me map it all out for you. And I'm gonna draw a diagram here, point by point. So point A, according to Jordan Schultz, Tom Brady recently hosted Matthew Stafford at one of his many homes, this one in Montana, where they spent time together. They went skiing, because what else you do in Montana other than go skiing? The reporting said that Brady has been actively trying to convince Matthew Stafford to turn down the Giants and turn down the Rams and play for the Raiders, who he happens to own a chunk of, but not a majority chunk of, and the discussions are ongoing. All right, so it seems rather benign. It's a harmless report. Off-season, Stafford has permission to talk to other teams, so he went to Montana to hang out with Tom Brady. Who cares? So shortly after that, well, Rap Sheet cares. He punched back, and he violated the Hippocratic oath of insiders. Rap Sheet said that he reported from sources that Tom Brady and Matthew Stafford just randomly happened to run into each other at a ski resort in Montana. Rapoport said the meeting was unplanned. It was not extensive or in-depth or anything like that, and did not include Brady hosting or recruiting Matthew Stafford, despite reports saying otherwise. Okay, shots fired. So you have dueling reports. Now, this also reportedly led to a humdinger of a story. So the story that's making the rounds now in the echo chamber is that Jordan Schultz and Ian Rapoport engaged in a verbal altercation, face-to-face, mano-a-mano, eye-to-eye, belly-to-belly. It happened on Wednesday afternoon at a Starbucks at the JW Marriott in downtown Indianapolis. Developing hot, ... All right, so let us discuss. You've got NFL insiders Ian Rapoport and Jordan Schultz sparring, going nose to nose over a dopey Matthew Stafford scoop with Tom Brady. And we have a he said situation. Whose side are you on? You make the call. All right, so I've got game show contestant, doggy bag, and team consultant. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a celebrity boxing match is what we're going to make. Now, I don't know if these guys qualify as celebrities. We probably don't. But anyway, all right, so my first thought here, after a minutes-long Mallard deliberation, I stand on the side of the aisle with Jordan Schultz. This is not that difficult. Now, his rebuttal made sense. And I mentioned, listen, Rapoport violated the oath of the insider, that you don't take out the knees of a fellow insider. And, well, you might think Schultz is he doesn't have as much aura as some of these other guys. That's his gig. That's what he's in. That's what he does. He's done it for a while. So anyway, Schultz's argument is if you really think Tom Brady and Matthew Stafford just happened to run into each other at a ski resort in Montana, as he says, of all places, by chance, at the exact same time, I've got a bridge to sell you. Okay, so what do you think happened here? Now, I have a theory. This is my hypothesis, and Tom Brady is like a game show contestant in this. Once he saw the story get out, he's like, I got to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and I believe Brady absolutely is recruiting Matthew Stafford to the Raiders. However, he's trying to keep it on the DL, right, the down low, because he does not want to get the hopes up of anyone if Stafford burns Brady and then Brady looks like a dum-dum and the Raiders end up with some turd at quarterback again. So Brady, on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, used the old phone-a-friend lifeline from the game show to get some help with a tough question. And if you follow the breadcrumbs, it makes sense. Now, this is just my opinion. You can't sue me for my opinion. But Ian Rapoport was born in Boston. He worked as a Patriot beat writer for 3 seasons at the Herald when Tom Brady was playing quarterback for the Patriots. So it's fair to say, it's logical to believe, it more likely than not, TB12 and Rap Sheet have a relationship. They know each other. They likely have each other's phone number. Would it be outrageous to think that Tom Brady, trying to put the kibosh on the story, would have sent a text or called Ian Rapoport and said, hey, do me a solid on this. Okay, do me a solid. The irony that this verbal spat happened at a coffee shop, if you don't know the backstory, now Schultz, who's been doing this for a while as an NFL insider, he is the son of the former Starbucks CEO, the big cheese at Starbucks, Howard Schultz, who also, I think, screwed up the Supersonics back in the day. But as we understand it, Rapoport was so taken aback. Some would say he was a flower. He was a pussy willow. Rapoport is the one who called NFL security, if the reporting from what I'm reading here is accurate. So the plot thickens. Stay tuned. But of the 2 reports, the one that's much more plausible is the one that Brady and Stafford got together in Montana, probably figured, hey, it's Montana. Who the hell's going to know we're in Montana? And somebody spotted them somewhere, and then it got out, and so then Brady went into damage control. Keep in mind, Brady is doing a terrible job with the Raiders. They got rid of Antonio Pierce because Brady supposedly, from what I've heard, told ownership, I'm going to get the Lions offensive coordinator. Ben Johnson's going to come in here and be a coach. And so they got rid of Antonio Pierce to bring in Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson went to the Bears. And so Brady had to hire the oldest coach in the NFL, Pete Carroll. Now, I like Pete Carroll. I think it'll work out, but that's not the plan. That was not the plan. Brady got stood up by Ben Johnson. All right, now, turning the page. So there's a part of this Matthew Stafford story which involves Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers has reportedly said, under the table, I love how all stuff's under the table, that he's a big fan of Sean McVay, the Ram coach Sean McVay. However, at the same time, we are told that Rodgers also has reached out to the Giants, the Giants. All right, so they've all talked supposedly about possibly signing with the other New York team. So what does all of this signal to you? So for me, and this is really the only note that I have on this, it is a doggy bag. As in, Aaron Rodgers is ready to dine on leftovers. He is perfectly fine and realizes his place in the cosmos. If the Rams send Matthew Stafford to Jersey and the Giants, Rodgers will slide on in to the penthouse apartment in the Ram facility. If Stafford stays with the Rams, he then heads over to the Giants. Now, this also does confirm that despite chatter that Rodgers will not be able to find work and he's going to retire, at least he wants to play. The plan is for him to play another season in the NFL. Otherwise, why would he be out there job hunting if he didn't intend to play in 2025? Now, another player who does intend to play but is looking for a new team, we cartwheel our way now to the Bay Area. Well, actually, Indianapolis. But that is where 49er GM John Lynch used to work for his dad in radio. But John Lynch, his dad ran a cluster of radio stations in San Diego when I started in the business. Anyway, John Lynch is the GM there in the 49ers camp, and he says the team will, quote, try is a weasel word. They're going to try to honor Deebo Samuel's trade request. Lynch, the big cheese there with the Niners, allowing Deebo to wander around the country and play footsie with interested NFL teams. Now, Deebo Samuel is leaving San Francisco. That much we believe to be true. You decide where he ends up. So on this, we're going to spin the Maller wheel of speculation. We dust off the Maller wheel of speculation. There you go. Round and round. Big money, no whammy, no whammy. Stop. All right. The wheel has stopped on a 4-leaf clover. So in the wheel, listen, the wheel's never wrong. It's never wrong. We've got Commanders, Chargers, Broncos, and Patriots. Yeah. Now, the way this would work out, a couple years ago, I had PTSD from Deebo Samuel. As you might know, if you listen to the show regularly, the team of my youth, as Tom Looney likes to say, the guy who did the TV show with, is the Rams, and Deebo Samuel haunted the Rams. Not much anymore, but for a couple years, he just killed the Rams. And if you look at what's happened recently, if you're going to get Deebo Samuel, whether it's Washington, I think the Patriots would be perfect for him because they need some help, and he's under contract, and he can't really go anywhere unless the Niners release him, et cetera. So I think Pats would be the top there, but does he want to play in New England? Who knows? But you got Commanders, Chargers, Broncos, and Patriots. But you have to bring in a special team consultant, an advisor. If you can track him down across the pearly gates, Ponce de Leon. If you can bring in Ponce de Leon, man alive, Deebo Samuel, what a great pickup. You're in really good shape. Because Deebo right now, his only elite skill, if you look at all the tools in his toolbox, the one that is the superpower for Deebo in recent years has been walking onto the field with a boombox. Nobody does it better than Deebo. Pre-game warm-ups, when he comes out of that locker room and struts down onto the field, and he's got that boombox pumping tunes. That's the way to do it. Now, his play on the field, Deebo Samuel has just 806 yards from scrimmage. Had it just last year, second lowest mark in his career. The 49ers likely need some barbecue sauce. They're going to have to eat $31.6 million. That is a dead cap charge if they trade Deebo Samuel, and so they'll lose a bunch of salary cap space. We think they will still field the team. Sources close to the Ben Maller Show tell us the Niners will not be filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy if they do end up having to trade Deebo Samuel, but stay tuned